Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you step by step how to paint this two-dimensional Bratz doll with some disappearing hidden designs. First off, we're going to be using the shade Creme Brulee from the Chocolate Factory Liner Gel collection for her skin tone. Now, a lot of times when I'm drawing out a face, like a realistic portrait or a realistic anything in general, most of the time I just start with drawing out the eye actually, which I'll do a separate video for that. But today I just wanted to do it by sketching out the head first. So that's what I'm doing here. Everything I'm using as always is from my brand, and I will link everything used in the description below. What I love about painting with the liner gels is that you only need one coat no matter what you're doing, and they literally blend like colored pencil. The brush I'm using is the 5mm Dream Liner brush, and right now here you see me just drawing out her eye shapes using white liner gel. Now you want to go ahead and outline the top of her eyes using the Baddest black liner gel, giving her some like winged liner. We're also going to go ahead and do a really thin line on the bottom. You always want to pay attention to line weight. Line weight is the thickness of the lines that you're making. For her eyeshadow above the black liner, I'm doing a dark brown cat eye, and then above that, I'm doing a red cat eye. The next thing you want to do is draw out her eyebrows, and I'm using the shade Milky Way liner gel. Then we're going to go ahead and add the inner part of her eyes using Take It to the House liner gel, and then I'm going to just fill that in. Now this is a Chucky doll, Bratz, that we're painting, so I'm doing the other one orange. Then I'm going to be using Parties Over liner gel to outline that blue that we just laid down and giving it some detail in the eye. You also want to go ahead and outline the orange eye with a darker color. Now I'm using my black shading gel to add shading on the top of the eye to give it that really cool dimensional Bratz eyeball look. After we've added the shading, we can go ahead and go in with our black liner gel and create a pupil. Down here, I'm using just like a really light red and very thinly, just tracing along the bottom of the eye. Now we're gonna go ahead and give her some lashes. I believe I used just like shading gel for that part, and we're gonna make them black later. I'm also adding a little bit of black liner gel under the eyebrows to make them pop a little bit more. Now we can take our white liner gel and add the glare in her eyes. Now we're gonna start adding some highlight on her face. I'm using the shade Buttercream, and I did mix a little bit of white liner gel into that color as well. The highlight is really what's gonna make this Bratz doll pop and look realistic. And remember when I told you that these colors literally just melt when you're shading with them? I want you guys to really pay attention to how easily these blend. And when I'm working with them, when I was growing up, I was always really good at shading with colored pencil. So I kind of used that stippling colored pencil shading kind of technique with a shorter liner brush to really get that perfect blend. So I highly suggest working with the shorter brush when you're doing 2D and 3D character art. Now we're gonna add some shading, which is the opposite of highlights, which is giving it depth in your character. I'm using the shade Caramel also from the Chocolate Factory Liner Gel collection. I just laid down a little bit, and then I wiped my brush off, and using the brush dry is how I blend. Very light, quick tapping motions, and as you get out farther from the center of the dark part that you're shading, if that makes sense, you want to wipe off on a little lint-free wipe or a paper towel or whatever, and use your brush dry with nothing on it to blend. Right now we're just giving her a little bit of contour or whatever. Now here is my biggest tip. I'm going in, I mixed a little bit more of white liner gel into that color that we did highlight with, and I'm literally just going back over it and making it even brighter. And I'm going in, and with the shading, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just going over it one more time just to darken it a little bit. Now we can go back in with that Baddest black liner gel and give her some lashes. I don't know about y'all, but I love painting lashes. It's like my favorite thing to paint on characters. Now let's paint this nose. And I know it looks scary, but it's actually so simple. We're gonna start with a tiny little drop of white liner gel. Then we're gonna wipe our brush off, and avoiding the center, just start blending it out around the edge. Adding a little bit of shading right here, and then we do need to underline the eyes a little bit, so I'm going in with the very light black shading gel for this part. Now, to finish off the nose, we need to add some shading. I used, I think, milk chocolate. I mixed a little bit of milk chocolate into that skin tone color that we used for her face. Just remember that a little bit goes a long way, and don't make this too big because they have very tiny noses. Anytime you put shading next to a highlight, it's instantly gonna create this like magical pop For this bottom shadow color, I did it a little bit darker. I believe I just mixed a little bit of black into it, just a tiny little bit. So it was slightly darker than the right side. And then to give it the illusion that the nose is coming forward, we're just gonna add a drop of white liner gel, tiny little dot, and then slightly blend it out. The next thing I'm doing is taking my Spice Girl liner gel and really, really thinly just outlining where her lips are gonna go. Make sure that you're making the lips big because the Bratz doll have big lips, but not too big. Pay attention to the eye placement and how it aligns with the mouth, and that's gonna help you with making the lips the perfect size. After that, I'm adding this like beautiful purplish pink cat eye, which is a secret color that you guys will find out about very soon. I'm absolutely obsessed with it, by the way. Just look at this. It's giving Bratz. It was the perfect lip color. I'm so glad that I chose to use this. After we've painted the lips, we're gonna go ahead and add some shading using grape soda liner gel. I'm just gonna go ahead and outline it and then add a little bit of shading on the bottom lip. Now I'm gonna go in with that buttercream liner gel and add a little bit of highlight on the cheeks. I swear blending it out is so satisfying. It's like my favorite thing to do ever lately. Ever since I released these Chocolate Factory liner gels, it has literally taken my 3D characters and portraits to the next level. We're gonna add a little bit of shading down here in the creases of her mouth. And now using that caramel liner gel, I'm gonna actually just contour her face. And don't be afraid to go dark because once you top coat it, it's gonna lighten up a little bit. I could have even gone darker than this, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, I love how it ended up coming out, but I'm just saying, when you're doing shading and highlighting, don't be afraid to go darker than your inspo picture and lighter than your inspo picture, because when you top coat, it kind of takes away from the contrast, if that makes sense. You'll see what I mean later. Now I'm adding a little bit of highlight in the corner of her mouth right here, and going in with white liner gel and really just bringing that highlight forward more. One of my biggest tips is always add some highlight with a color mixed with your base skin tone, but then go back in with white and really make it pop, especially a Bratz doll because they are plastic. I mixed some various shades for her neck color, and you want to make sure that it's darker where her chin meets her neckline. It's going to give it that illusion that the face is over top the neck and coming forward. Next, I'm taking the liner gel Parties Over, and I'm going to be drawing out her overalls. Since this is spooky season coming up, I am going to be making this a Chucky doll Bratz, so we got to put it in the iconic Chucky overalls. I'm gonna use that new cat eye gel on her collar right here, and then just using various shades, I'm gonna go in and add just like stripes, like Chucky wears. And then while those are wet, I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of blue liner gel, very, very lightly, and just give it a little bit of texture, you know? Now I'm using that Take It to the House liner gel, and we're gonna go ahead and create the little pocket right here on the overalls. Right now I'm just adding a little bit of more detail to her outfit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and grab my black shading gel, and we're gonna do some shading around the pocket so the pocket looks like it's popping forward a little bit more. Isn't it crazy what a little bit of shading can do? I feel like that looks so cool already. I'm just gonna go ahead and shade with that black shading gel in some various spots on her outfit, like around the collar, the sides of the overall straps, and I'm adding a little bit of brown shading gel right here where the neck touches the chin. Like I said before, the more shading the better, because it's really gonna elevate your nail art and it's gonna look so cool later on when we top coat it and it all just melts together. I am adding a little bit of white highlight right here because, like I said, she is a doll, so you want to make her look plastic. Now for the buttons in the Good Guys lettering, I'm using the shade JellO Shot liner gel. I said Good Guys, but I messed up. No, it's Good Girls. We're painting a girl Bratz. And now we're gonna outline the buttons using that black shading gel and give it a little bit of dots to make it actually look like buttons. Now you see me taking my white liner gel and I'm gonna make these overalls look like ragged and jeany and ripped up. And I really like that I did this because as soon as I started adding the little whatever you would call these things, frills. I really liked how it was starting to look. It gave it so much dimension and texture. I absolutely love this brush. You can do everything with it. You can do long lines, thin lines, short lines, details, shading, blending. It's literally amazing. I've been using it so much when it comes to 2D and 3D characters. I can't brag about it enough. Now, using that same red orangey cat eye gel, we're gonna trace the outside of her face and start adding where her hair is located at, which is of course on each side of her face, and we're also gonna bring it down underneath her arm too. I absolutely love incorporating cat eye gel polishes anytime that I can into all my nail art, especially ours. They're so pigmented and not runny, so you can, it's not only good for just a base full cover nail, you know what I mean? It's amazing for adding into your characters in small spaces. You don't have to worry about it running into your nail art. And I feel like it really just brings everything to the next level and gives it so much dimension at the same time. Now we're gonna give her some knives as earrings. Right now I'm going in with the Baddest black liner gel for the handle. Now we're going in with this chrome cat eye gel, and you just wait, because this was honestly my favorite part of the whole nail, I think. After hitting it with this magnet, I was like, oof. This is so cool. Oh my gosh, look at the knife. And now we're gonna add a little bit of dots on the knife handle. Now before adding the other earring, of course, we wanna paint her hair on the other side of her head. Now, when I was painting the hair up here, I kind of just did it in sections because I wanted the cat eye to be going in different directions. So for instance, I did that part of her hair, I hit the cat eye, and then I cured it. Now I'm gonna do this part of her hair. I'm gonna hit it with the cat eye, and then I'm gonna cure it. You can have fun with the different angles and directions that you put your cat eye on your design. Next, I'm taking a darker cat eye and I'm going in over top and just giving it some shading. Now I'm gonna add some shading down here behind her face. And using that JellO shot liner gel mixed with a little bit of white, we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of highlight in random places on the hair. Now for the fun part. Oh my gosh, are you ready for this? We're gonna mix this magic red pigment in with clear top coat, okay? We're gonna add our designs. Make sure you do it about 50% top coat and 50% pigment, so it's very pigmented. And you can place your design however you want. I'm making her look like a Chucky doll. It's gonna be so cool. Oh my god, I'm like getting so excited just thinking about how awesome this turned out. You guys are gonna freak out and be obsessed. These pigments are from Kassie Payne. She is a UK supplier, but what if I told you that Nails by Dev shop is going to start selling them with her soon? We're gonna add some blood coming out of the mouth down here, and then we're gonna go ahead and cure it. Look at how good this looks when it's top coated. Oh, it's so cute. And this is how the nail turned out. I love it so much, but wait until you see this magic, okay? She changes from a normal Bratz to a creepy Chucky Bratz doll. I can't even deal. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please let me know any other tutorial suggestions you have for me in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell, of course, so you never miss a video. And I'll see you guys again soon. Bye, guys.